Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Would you like some tail whip with that ice cream sweetness? Thresher. This is the 2018 novel by author Michael Cole. This is also episode 3 of the Michael Cole Files on my channel. Michael Cole is also a patron on my Patreon, and is a good friend of mine. So, yeah. Let's just bite into it. The plot. The town of Merritt is seemingly a nice place to work. For Raymond Crawford, it's damn near paradise. However, for his best cop, who he had transferred there, Leo Riker, it may as well be purgatory. A feeling that soon becomes fact as a massive Thresher shark invades the waters off of Merritt's shores. Now, Riker and a new recruit, his trainee, Allison Meltzer, and a scientist, Aaron Stafford, must stop the beast and uncover the truth as to why it's so large. This is the kind of book that when you swipe or turn the last page, depending on which format you read the book on, you just feel happy. Going into Thresher for a second time, I thought I'd be bored. I knew what was going to happen. However, I picked up on certain things that I didn't the first time around, and overall, had a blast. The book is very character-driven, but it doesn't substitute that for the action and or carnage. There's still plenty of the good stuff. This is Michael's third book that he wrote for Severed Press. I'm not sure if he wrote any others before this and just didn't have them released, or if they were released later. Point is, I was overly impressed, while keeping that in the back of mind while tearing through the pages of this novel. And indeed, this is a novel. Around 260 pages, in fact. Not a terribly long book, but it's got an excellent pace to it, and I was never bored. Sure, there was a side story and a side quest that in the long run was kind of pointless. Namely, the attack on the orcas and the retrieving of the tracker. They did make for epic sequences, but in the overall structure of the book, it wasn't that integral to the story or progression of the plot. Honestly, with the tracker, it could have been taken out and not used at all. And it wouldn't have affected anything. If they had indeed put it to use in the climax, it would have ruined the Thresher's element of surprise when it shows up. I do have a fix for that. I can tell the author wanted the shark to be far enough away for the characters to blow it up, tentatively speaking. So, here's an idea. Have the orcas come back, and once the Thresher finishes them off, blow it up. Problem solved. That draws the Thresher away to a different attack, far enough away for them to actually get a handle on situations and blow it up. The whole beaches closed segment does work here, a little, because there's an air of mystery to the shark. It's not clear, at least not at first, as to why it's so dang big. An interesting factoid is that the Thresher's tail is as long as the body. In real life, the shark is a gargantuan beast even without its tail. Imagine doubling the size. Also, Threshers really do use their tails like whips, so it was cool to see that cause destruction in this book. It deals out a great bit of damage with that dang thing. And on a side note, I couldn't fit this in anywhere, so I thought I'd tell it here. This is Michael Cole's first book to reach 100 ratings and reviews on Amazon. I thought that was pretty cool. Now a lot of his books are over 100, so awesome. For the characters, we have Leo Riker. He's like a sinister version of Dirty Harry. He takes pleasure in Meltzer's suffering, but he does have a tragic backstory that I can almost relate to. I don't forgive him for his drunken actions, but I do understand. He does have an arc, though. Allison Meltzer is a tough cookie. She's the rookie with the strength and courage to fight on even when all seems hopeless and unachievable. Dr. Stafford loves the sea and its inhabitants. He wouldn't live any other way or anywhere else, even though he's in so much debt that he can't pay his assistant, Nash. Robert Nash is the nerdy character. He always has a geeky shirt on and wants to help, regardless of what he's wearing that day. He'll help no matter the cost or lack thereof, because Stafford barely has any money to his name, let alone to pay his assistant. Raymond Crawford is the chief of police and Riker's father-like figure. He was there when Riker had no one else. He's understanding but still stern with his orders. Bronson, William, and Emmy are disgraceful hunters, as well as despicable people. They constantly get away with their illegal actions, and that not only drives the characters into a fit of rage, but the reader as well. Another character I could not stand was Kathy Bloom. She's the substitute mayor for Merritt. She's a crooked, cop-hating politician who wants to boost her career. She loves the firefighters, though, which goes unexplained. Maybe in the sequel. Fingers crossed. She is connected to the events taking place, but I will not spoil how. Let's just say that in the town of Merritt, where nothing of merit really ever happens, she's an integral part into how everything just messes up. Adam Wisk is a money-hungry reporter who once had a big scoop, he thought, and then it bit him in the ass, and now he's just a small-town reporter. He does have his integrity until the checkbook whips out, much like the Thresher's tail. Whoosh! He does more harm than good several times, endangering people's lives and construing the truth. Unlike Creature from the Crevice, there are a lot of close calls in this book, and sometimes people will be saved, and all is all right. Other times they are close to being saved, and then are eaten. However, the shark is so large that it engulfs one person and ends up biting the other person who's reaching out with their arm. Their arm is bitten off at the same time. It's just such a big mouth, it goes one person and the arm. They were reaching out for each other. So close! There are some things like Jaws in the book. The catching of the wrong fishes here, but it's handled much differently, and isn't really even a plot point, as more of a progression. And I appreciated that. Like, oh, we caught a different kind of fish that wasn't attacking us before, but we know there is something else out there. And everyone agrees. The shark is huge in this book. So huge. I will not specify any length, but I'll just say, it's a lot bigger than any of the sharks in the Jaws movies. It also causes some serious damage. For the gore, we get people munched on, ripped apart. A head is bitten off. Bodies are nearly cut in half most of the time. Thankfully, and I have always wanted this. Even before I picked this book up and read it for the first time, I was like, it better have that kind of scene. And it does. Someone is cut in two by the Thresher's tail. And I nearly applauded. Best kill in the book. And the most justifiable. It was awesome. Jaws rip off our nose. The suspenseful scenes with the shark are great. I feel the Thresher shark in this book is like the Godzilla of the... well, I wouldn't say sea, because Godzilla does come from the sea, but let's just say the shark subgenre. He, or she, is handled so well, and it really makes you want to read more of her encounters with other human and sea life. Scenes of the shark knocking over boats or causing explosions really amplify its massive size. Its whole body is a destructive force, that's for sure. For the potential film score, Marco Beltrami, who will pop up in more of these potential film score segments, who also composed Underwater from 2020 and Love and Monsters, I feel would be the perfect choice. He utilizes a lot of low echoing sounds to really amplify the sea and its mysterious nature. I feel his score for Love and Monsters, which was also helped composed by Marcus Trump, has had some sections that would fit nicely here too. Namely the sadder moments, when characters, namely Riker, reminisce about past or currently sick loved ones. things. I'd definitely keep that aquatic edge and tension-filled sequences, but I think it would really work. Overall, while it is not the best shark book, it is most certainly entertaining. Sure, a lot of readers will be turned off by our main hero, but I think with him playing a Dirty Harry-esque character, he excels. People who hate on this book just because of Riker's character need to look at all the aspects of the book itself before giving a rating on Amazon. That's kind of weird. You should not base a movie's rating on one little thing, especially not nostalgia, but in this case, hating one character is not worth a 1 out of 5. If that one thing is so detrimental that it destroys the whole book for you, that's kind of on you, because it may piss you off, but other readers might be able to see past their anger at this one character and see that he has an arc. This is a fun summer read, for sure, and definitely one of Michael Cole's best that I've read so far. Next up, the pilot. Overall, I give Thresher a 3.5 out of 5. Same rating as before. Thank you all for watching, and I'm Brian Gatto. Hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video, and as always, subscribe. Blah, blah.